to the Sad Dads Club podcast. Here's everybody's favorite sad dads, Jim and Foo.
I'm kind of impressed with Chandler. He got the carburetor for his birthday.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, we ordered it for him. So I was kind of impressed that he had it running today. I mean,
we got it yesterday? I mean, it doesn't take
he got
long.
it last night. I mean, yeah, you're right. It doesn't. But I'm like, that's pretty cool, though.
Yeah.
Good for him.
I'm not fucking around. I need this carb in. I want to get the bitches running.
Yeah. I mean, the real learning, I think, is not just unbolting and bolting, but I think the tuning of the carburetor.
Oh, yeah. It'll take... I mean, if you watched the front clip of the one YouTube episode, the guy was like, if you don't have this dialed, it will be very, very sad.
Yeah.
And you will know.
I mean, I think it's running. He says it doesn't seem like it's 100%, but it's running. So
I had forgotten, in a odd twist of cosmic... luck, coincidence.
Yeah.
I was looking for a picture of something. I cannot recall what it was. And that put me in my archive drive. I was looking for avatars to update my LinkedIn profile.
Uh-huh.
Oddly enough, I do not have anything of me in a fancy suit of business attire appropriate.
Very strange.
But that put me in a series of our collection of family photos of me and stuff.
Yeah. That
put me in Dad's folder, quads. And after, it had been hours. So this was probably, let's see, my last thing started at 5. So this was somewhere about an hour or so after he posted his last thing. I think I got it dialed in.
Yeah.
I found a folder with my quad, with the Raptor. So the header is aftermarket. I put on a header and an exhaust, Yoshimura exhaust.
Oh, okay.
And I have a before and after of the header on it. I had said when he showed his first recording, I'm like, it sounds like it's idling a little high.
Yeah.
Actually, I don't think it is.
Oh, okay.
Or it's that I never
adjusted
it accordingly. But also, in my video recording of the header and it running to get the sound, it also wasn't glowing. So I know that the air fuel is off.
Yeah.
That's like a given. But if he's got it dialed in, then...
I as far as whether or not it's still glowing at this point, I don't know. Because I don't think he's taken it apart or taking it back off to adjust anything. But he was showing me, he was FaceTiming me earlier, ripping it down the street. And,
oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Good.
So... yeah, I'm like, what do you think it needs now?
Yeah, you do want to dial it in, without any, because if you were to take it up to something like where you guys went, riding
at elevation,
it will behave. It will be much more ornery.
Yeah,
because carbs and jetting, it's fixed. There without fuel injection, there's no. Oh, I'm gonna do
there's
this.
There's no
on
computer
the fly.
knowing.
So you do want to dial it in. So that way, if you get somewhere at a much, much higher elevation, you make a small tweak to get it to square.
Sure.
Not, well, I'm fighting a
thing here.
I'm fighting a bad mix.
Yeah.
And now I went up 5,000, 6,000 feet elevation, and it's worse. Uh-oh.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's the sad lament of carbs and pilots and needles and jets and fucking...
If you think about it, it's just a weird way to get fuel into the cylinder.
It is a really, really, really advanced lawnmower.
Yeah, and a
but
very,
not too far.
And a very complicated method for getting fuel into an engine. Yeah. It's very strange.
Oh, you want more fuel? Well, you've got to raise the needles and then oh shit.
Yeah. It's such a strange I mean,
Some
I'm not
Japanese
just talking about.
mechanic went, this is stupid.
I mean, vehicles too. That's the reason why we don't use carburetors anymore on cars. But not to mention they're not very efficient.
In that vein,
Yeah.
one of the common things to do for the hard bodies is to go back, instead of the Z24i motor that I have, is a hybridized throttle body carburetor thing
Yeah.
that affords it its emissions efficiency.
Okay.
It is a between of fuel injection, throttle body, and a carburetor.
Oh, weird.
One of the common things to do is the 89 is the last year you can do it, because from 90 on, it's all EFI throttle body. One of the common things to do in the 89 last one of the Z,
I think I know where you're headed.
is to just put the fucking carbs on it, and it becomes way simpler. It's just, if you've ever looked in a 87, 88, 89 hard body engine bay, there are fucking vacuum lines.
Oh yeah,
all over the place.
Yeah.
It is like a goddamn squid exploded, and all of its arms are all over the place.
And they get brittle and break.
Right.
Yeah.
I looked at it, but then it's like, do I really want to fucking poke the beast as far as...
Well, because your other alternative is to go full EFI, and then that requires a computer.
Right.
You'd have to buy a...
And then I buy a computer.
Yeah.
The 90... The KA24 4-cylinder engine that was the replacement for the Z24 engine does fit in, but while that one is cheaper because it was more it's more current, but it's also more readily available. The amount I would save in the engine block, but I would lose money in all of the electrical components needed to make it work. So,
yeah, because you're not just doing fuel, you're doing gas pedal and
right.
a whole bunch of shit.
The ECU, the whole engine harness goes out the door.
You've got sensors and
right. If I fucking throw a Haltech in there, it's like, well, no.
Yeah, because a Haltech at a minimum needs several sensors.
Right. So it's like, oh, well, now I'm fucking fabricating O2 sensors and widebands up here and down there. And fucking, is the cat still good?
Crank sensor.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
Or
you just put a carburetor.
Or you just put the remanued Z24 in it. Anyway, so it's.
I mean, I think it comes down to, do you want to save fuel or do you not give a shit? I mean, because that's what it boils down to.
Well, it's about at this point, it's money. It's like the complexity of how much do I want to retrofit versus just drop in a motor and be.
I get that, but like, there's a trade-off. There's a trade-off in efficiency and power.
Sure.
Right. By using a carburetor.
Yeah.
So
we just throw a Holly Sniper on there.
There you go.
And it's like the best of both worlds.
Right. I mean, that would work.
So I pretty much resigned myself to. Well,
so you're going to K-swap it with a K24?
I could not keep. You're like the 18th person that's like, you should do that.
I know.
And I have considered it. There are many options.
Or a K20.
If I was making a fucking drift truck,
I mean,
this solution would be way easier. But I need it to be 4-wheel drive.
You wouldn't even need it. You wouldn't even need a turbo. It would just. I mean.
Oh no! Yeah, it would be fine.
Yeah,
but
then you would still need a computer.
I would still need a computer. I could go pilfer a fucking CRV and be, but no, and then I need a computer, and then it's like, well, how do I talk to the dash? And then,
then you gotta get the Haltech dash
right
thing.
now, fucking goddamn it.
Yeah.
So now what I'm resigned to, because I looked real hard. There's a guy out of Georgetown that's selling a KA24 motor that's been remanufactured that would drop right in, but without the engine harness. I'm like, but it's the same cost. There would be more fabrication time and re-engineering of the dash to make that work in this for, I think there's 20 more horsepower, 25 pound-feet of torque more.
And you're getting reliability, though. That's the other thing.
Right. Or a remanufacture of the Z24, and I bought a heavy-duty weight scale,
Uh-huh.
and I'm just going to start trying to do power-to-weight ratio efficiencies.
Well, I can totally understand why you would make the decision you would make, which would be to just stick with what's in there.
Yes.
I can see that. You're not like, you don't have a super garage.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And given that, you also don't have unlimited funds.
Right.
And so,
also, no job.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
it's like you gotta.
I'm talking.
Just make it work.
Yeah.
At a cost that's feasible.
Yes.
Really, that makes sense. I when I say you should.
Oh yeah.
I'm just fucking around. I'm not saying you should.
Oh yeah.
I mean you should.
I've thought about stuff like, honestly. You
could drop a V6 in that bad boy.
I have thought. Can I put an RB in there?
You put an LS.
Could I put an LSX in there?
Yeah.
You can. You can do all kinds of shit.
Uh-huh.
My gate
Yeah.
is the 4-wheel drive.
Yeah.
That front differential and axle orientation.
Yeah.
Like absolutely foo bars and oil pan.
You would be hard pressed to find a oil pan setup and transmission setup that would work. Not setup, but like a plate adapter situation.
Unless, of course, I was running a dry sump setup, which is totally feasible.
Yeah.
Of course, now we get into the I'm the dude that 30 days ago just got displaced, and I'm not a content creator. I don't have sponsors. I can't.
Not a sponsor.
Yeah, hashtag not a sponsor. You could be. Contact us at Sad Dads Club Podcast at
SadDadsClubPodcast@gmail.com.
At gmail. That's what he said.
Yeah,
and that's what I
said.
Anyway.
I get it.
So
I get it.
A rock in a hard place, and now Xander finished school, so now he is officially a senior. He's going into a senior year. As I looked at, we did put up a second canopy over it, so that way it's protected against the elements. But that project as a whole is kind of like, well, I'm not going to fully take apart a thing, but I can probably pull the engine.
Is it, I don't know if it's, I know I'm breaking up right now. I don't know how bad it is. Is it just got a chunk missing out of a cylinder?
I have not. Outside that, the boroscoping of the 4-cylinder,
you haven't.
I have not delved any deeper.
Because I'm wondering if it can be rebuilt.
It probably can.
You could send it off to a machine shop and have them hone it out.
If I'm being honest, that's like a 3-year process as opposed to a 2-year process. Getting something that was done rebuilt professionally, and core exchanging it. I'm not an engine builder.
You're better off, is what you're saying.
I'm better off. Like, the Z is my retirement project. The thing that I will, if I need to rebuild it and I want to rebuild it, I will do so. Like that, if I want to make a stroker motor out of that L24, I will handle that. This is on like somewhere in between well, I'm just gonna drop it off at a shop, and I'm gonna spend fucking $4,000 or something, and they're gonna do all of it. It
would probably be more than $4,000.
Sure, and it'll be done in whatever it took for a Cadillac to get
8 months, 9 months.
Yeah, right. This is somewhere in between. Like I just need it to work, and I do need it to work in case something. But I'm on a timeline that's like I have a gauge, like a ballpark. It can't sit like the Z can. I do need it.
Yeah, you have a little bit of a...
I have some wiggle room, but it's not a retirement project.
Right.
It needs to... I do need to...
Move it along.
Get on it.
Yeah.
But within monetary and timeline bounds.
Sure.
Those things accelerate, like I loosely touched on earlier. Those things accelerate the moment Xander is done with his senior year in high school. Like he's got marching band stuff. I can't, those things are more important to me than an engine. So
what you're saying is you're not going to be here pushing around an engine on a engine hoist while he's
doing band shit on the weekends.
While he's doing the flute.
Yeah. He's baritone now.
Oh.
He had, it turns out in marching band, the trombone.
Yeah. They have different sizes.
Is a hazard. If you watch a YouTube episode, you get what I'm saying. The trombones, as they pull out the slide, braining kids. So
are they like hurting people? Is that what we're getting at?
No, but it's like, it's not conducive to marching and tight formations with quick movements because the slide goes out a distance further than a person's hand will.
Sure.
So it limits movement. The baritone horn brass is it's kind of like a mini tuba.
Yeah.
That's not right.
It's a bigger horn though.
It is a trumpet on steroids.
Okay.
It's more compact because you kind of hold it tighter to your chest.
Yeah.
So he swapped to that pretty much at Christmas.
How is he finding that?
Tootie? He's better. He's better at this than he is at the trombone, like leaps and bounds.
It's all about that bass.
No trouble. Hashtag hey, Melly. If you're listening. She knows.
She does not care for her anymore.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, no. Anyway, that was a long way to go. Engines, complexity, carburetors, jets, needles.
I mean, okay, I got a neighbor down the street that he's moved recently, but he has an Oldsmobile in his garage.
Yeah.
That him and his son took months to build a new motor and install it. They got it working, but it was on an engine stand in his garage for a long time. And I'd walk by and see the door up and he'd be in there tinkering and I'm just like, what's going on there? And then one day, what are you doing? Oh yeah, I'm putting it has this kind of motor in it and I'm putting the proper motor that belongs in it.
Yeah.
Kind of thing. And I was like,
old enough that it didn't need smog?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So he's doing something that's like straight up.
I think he was basically putting the original motor back in it, and it had like something else in it. That wasn't
a Mustang, was it?
No, it's like a old
that guy,
old Oldsmobile or something like that.
Yeah.
But it took him a long time, and then he is an older guy, so he had his son come help him, and then eventually the stand got moved around, and there a bunch of accessories got put on it. And I was like, oh, some progress. And then next thing you know, it's in the car, and they're out there working on it several weekends. So I was like, damn, that's really cool.
Nice.
Yeah. That's kind of how I picture what you're gonna do, but that's not what you're gonna do. I don't think, right?
Not over that length of time.
Yeah.
I can't rebuild it.
Yeah.
But I will. I'll be doing the clutch and the flywheel while it's out.
Sure.
But
because you're gonna essentially get a built motor.
Yes. And swap
and then
it in. Like,
put it in, and then put all the stuff on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The rest of the stuff will get refreshed along the way.
Yeah.
Now, the Z, I may do something like that.
Yeah.
Now, it is when it parked, it was a working car.
Yeah.
It was fine. It was totally fine.
Did you start it recently?
Fucking no. Jesus, it's probably been 10 fucking years.
I parked it. It had a full tank of gas, like it was ready to go.
Oh, that fucking something is. I think the slave cylinder reservoir was dry. Like it.
Oh.
Lines need to be remade.
Oh yeah.
Absolutely. Brake lines. The everything needs to be. The gas tank probably needs to be cleaned. Absolutely. Like the motor, I would do that.
Yeah.
I would take apart the motor
Mm-hmm.
and new head gasket. I would check the bearings. I would replace the bearings if they needed to be, across just to do it.
Yeah, not necessarily tear the bottom end down,
Right,
but just everything else.
Yeah, everything else. Fuck it.
As long as it's good.
As long as it's good.
Yeah.
Like, why not?
Yeah.
Checked valve springs. You want to on the L24? I think you can cam the L24 and leave it.
Yeah.
It's a 72. I'm putting headers on it. It's a fucking straight pipe, straight to the ass.
No muffler?
With the cherry bomb muffler, glass pack, fuck yous.
Dams. Glass? I've never seen that model, glass pack, fuck yous.
Oh, yeah. It's like... And then you got to watch your eyes because of the fiberglass. And keeping it carbed.
Oh, okay. Wow, you're not resto modding it, is what you're telling me. Because that's what I would want to do.
At best, I have looked at triple Webers, which is like pretty close to ITBs for each thing.
Mm-hmm.
I like the way a carbureted Z sounds. Which is not to say like the 280. I have no interest in turboing it. If I was going to turbo it, there would be no way around probably doing like a 280Z EFI conversion. But I really like the way that a carbed 240, 260Z sounds. It just, there's like a feel.
Yeah, it has the old school.
Yeah, and there's not a lot of power there.
No.
It's not, but there is a like if you start getting into, I mean, the aftermarket for that scene is crazy intense. I could turn that car with lighter panels instead of steel into something that's close to the Miata in a power to weight ratio because it's a 6-cylinder with very limited engine modifications. It would do all of the things.
You're not doing a lot of extra horsepower. You're just losing weight.
I'm losing weight.
Yeah.
And naturally aspirated just like the fucking Miata.
Yeah.
And suspension components, it turns it into a fucking go-kart.
Yeah.
Like, man.
But if you're turning it into a go-kart, you need some modern stuff in the wheels.
Oh, yes, absolutely.
And probably some better brakes.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
But all of those, the Z models, even up to like the 300ZX, the first gen 300ZX, not the super cool VG one. You can add disc brakes.
Yeah.
New lines. All the way.
You go drums all around.
Yeah, why fuck with discs? That's stupid. It's lame.
Yeah. Or just handbrakes.
Just
like dual handbrakes.
Or like how they do it like Speedway. You just put your foot out with like the Teflon steel plates.
You cut a hole in the bottom.
Yeah.
And
just
you
Flintstone that shit.
Flintstone that shit, yeah.
Just do it.
Yeah. That's cool though. I mean, no, I respect that Datsun decision.
Project Life.
Yeah.
At 49.
Shifting gears a little bit. You see what I did there?
You did. Do you have synchros?
Well, I have.
Or is it like a?
I have something I want to talk about. It's not a sponsor.
Is this?
This is just yes.
Okay, go.
So we had.
I have no idea where this is going.
We went to Dave and Nat's house for dinner, and they have that cool coffee.
Oh yes.
Machine.
Yes.
And at one point in the near past, there was a conversation in that text thread that we have going on that Nat mentioned that she gets her coffee from a company called Bottomless.
Okay.
And I never had heard of it before.
Mm-hmm.
And I kind of looked into it, and they carry, and we have an espresso machine at home that we like to use and find and buy and try different espresso.
Mm-hmm.
And so Bottomless, as it turns out, is a subscription model.
Yeah.
I think it's like $8 a month.
Mm-hmm.
And then you subscribe to it, and then you just pay for coffee, and they ship it to you based on like some criteria you set in their service.
Mm-hmm.
So like we want espresso, light, medium, and dark roasts all selected because we want to try a bunch of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And so they send you in the mail a scale, and when you get your coffee, you set the scale up so it connects to your Wi-Fi, and you put the coffee on the scale, and it weighs the coffee in the bag. It knows how much the bags are.
Okay.
And then as you pour and use the coffee and you put it back on the scale, it knows that the bag is being depleted.
Right.
And then it's at a certain point, and you can adjust how often or how quick it sends you coffee.
Okay.
Based on that selection, it goes, okay, the next coffee up in his selection or rotation is this, and the time to get there is about this long to there. Mm-hmm. So we'll place an order.
Okay.
And then they place an order for you, and the shit comes in the mail.
Okay.
And then you finish the bag and you put the new bag on. It goes, hey, the new bag's there. Cool. And then it starts checking again.
Okay.
And then it just keeps doing this over and over again.
Right.
It's fucking awesome.
Right. Okay.
The company is very cool.
Okay.
I had we had a thing. They text you like crazy. I get a lot of texts from them, and a lot of it is order update stuff. Mm-hmm. So it's like, hey, your scale has decided it's time for a bag. We've got it. We'll order a bag for you tomorrow. Okay, cool. And you know, you're gonna need a bag of coffee soon. Mm-hmm. And then the next day, okay, your bag has been ordered. And then it's like, your bag is shipped. It's on its way. And then they'll send funny little animated GIFs. GIFs. I don't know what the fuck people call them. I always say GIF.
You fucking old man.
I am. And they're funny little animated GIFs. And so then it's like, hey, your coffee's out for delivery. Get ready for it kind of thing. And then it's like, woohoo, your coffee's in your mailbox. It was delivered, right? And they're constantly sending you messages about where your coffee's at, what the fuck's going on with you. And what's cool is when we get the bags of coffee, they're not coming from Bottomless. They're coming from whoever's roasting the coffee.
Oh, okay.
So we're getting coffee that was roasted like 2 days ago.
Nice.
We're like, oh shit, it's got it roasted on, June 2nd. And we're like, damn, okay, that's fresh. So just recently, they're not a sponsor. This is just somebody that I got to from Nat and Dave because they use the service and she recommended, and I used her little code. And so I got a message that says, we're going to order you some coffee. And it's like, we're placing an order for coffee. And then all of a sudden today I get a message like, hey, we noticed that coffee's probably not going to make it to you. So we're sending you this coffee. And for the hassle, I'm like, there was a hassle. Here's a free month of the service.
Oh, wow.
Just like I didn't even know. I would have never known. You know what I mean? If they just switched the coffee on us and sent us, I would have no idea. But they were like, shit's fucked. But guess what? We got another thing
Would you
coming
have
to you.
run out of coffee?
No, not likely.
So you wouldn't.
I
Right.
would have never
So
known.
Is the projection system working? Like,
Yeah.
if you wouldn't have run out of coffee, then doesn't that mean that it's off or no?
No, I think it was that particular order was probably a little premature.
Okay.
And it's not dead nuts all the time.
Yeah.
Sometimes when we first started using the service, I'm like, we just barely opened the coffee and it's like, time to place an order for coffee. And I'm like, what the fuck? We just ordered, we just opened the bag.
You're right.
And
check the weight, bitch.
so then I'm like texting him like, that's weird. I mean, we just opened that bag, like, you know, and then they're like, oh, you know, the projection is that you wouldn't, if you didn't order it now, you probably wouldn't have it in time based on your history. You wouldn't have. And so I'm like, let's hold off on the order for now.
Right.
And then sure as shit, it was completely right because we ran out of coffee and, you know,
wow.
Yeah. So it was totally correct. And you can go way more aggressive. There's like 3 settings that you can set. Like
the way that Venus rips through coffee, she would get to like mid-morning and it would be like,
ordering back.
we're ordering you a new bag. It's on its way. And then Tuesday would come and it would be like, hi, we're ordering a new bag.
It's very, like I said, you can set it aggressive to like send shit like sooner, or you can, I forget how they phrase it. You can have it like, it's okay to be out of coffee slightly, like that kind of distance.
Yeah.
You can adjust. Mine's in the middle. I have it set to the middle, and it's been fine. Like, no problem.
What is the subscription service cost?
It's $8 a month, and then you pay for the coffee, and it includes shipping.
You pay for the coffee.
Yeah, and it includes shipping when you have it.
How much is a bag of coffee?
$17.
Is it always $17, or
it depends on the coffee?
Okay.
Yeah.
So your taste preferences are widely scoped because you like
to try stuff,
testing stuff.
Yeah.
Is there a wide spectrum of cost, like 17 to, and then you got dinged one time for $26 because you came from some hippie?
I've never seen
in Eureka
a bag cost that much. I think the most was maybe $18 or something.
So
which is about what you would pay if you went to Target or.
So $18,
yeah,
or less for a bag of coffee.
Yeah.
$8 a month for the service.
Yeah.
Of which fully communicative.
Yes.
They're always on top telling you, and you can delay or opt out when it sends you a text?
Yeah, you can go and change the settings, or you can adjust it before, because they're like, we're going to place an order. Click the link if you need to make adjustments or what. And you can click the link and it takes you to their website.
So that sounds like for a while I had a protein powder from Amazon as a subscription service. Like roughly 7 days out before the thing would kick in, it would be like, hey,
do you want?
In 7 days, we're going to send, pretty much 7 days, we're going to send you the thing. Do you still want the thing? Now's your opportunity to adjust your thing.
Yeah.
And I would be like, send me more protein.
Yeah.
Or, oops, just kidding.
Yeah. Now we're on a slightly limited-ish coffee selection because we're dealing specifically, we want espresso.
Mm-hmm.
So if we weren't getting espresso, the number of types of coffee that they provide is far greater than what we are looking to use because we just want espresso beans.
Yeah.
So, but I couldn't, they have been more than helpful. At one point, like I think it was early on, I didn't fully understand the service, and I was like, I thought that what we were trying to do was order one type of initially, what I thought we were going to use the service for was to order one specific brand of coffee.
Mm-hmm.
And if you go that route, it's a different cost or something. I don't remember exactly. And so we were getting weird coffee, not weird, but different coffee than I was expecting.
Mm-hmm.
And they're like, oh, well, that's the thing. Like, it's this much if you do that, or if you want to just go with the rotation, it's this much, blah, blah, blah. And then I was talking to the girls about it, and I'm like, well, I mean, here's how they want you to use the service, and it's going to be this much, and if it's not worth it, we can just cancel it. It's not a big deal.
Mm-hmm.
And the girls are like, no, let's try different stuff. Yeah, that sounds fun.
Okay.
You know. So it's really worked out good, and I've been very impressed with how well it works. And sometimes, you know, it'll get to the house a little bit on the early side, where to the point to where, because we're not like daily mail go-getter people.
Mm-hmm.
We don't go get our mail every day. So sometimes the bag will come and sit in the mailbox for a day or two before we go get it. And then it's like, oh yeah, hey, when we're ready, there's another bag of coffee out in the mailbox. You know, and Melanie usually has stuff going on with the mailbox, so she's always going to get the mail. So she'll come back. Oh, the coffee's here, and she's smelling. Oh, I can't wait to try this one.
So everybody drinks coffee in the house.
Yeah.
Like hot coffee, iced coffee.
The girls do iced
Nice.
coffees, and I like hot.
So you have to. Are these pre-ground bags?
No, beans.
Beans.
Yeah.
So you do the grinding.
We have a decent coffee grinder.
Of course you do.
Yeah.
Because you.
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
I wanted it as fresh as possible.
Grind against the beans.
I see what you're doing there.
It's subtle.
Anyway, if you're into coffee, I know that not everybody is, but if you're into coffee, I just think it's a really cool service. I didn't know it existed, because when Nats first started, I'm like, what the fuck is she talking about? What's bottomless? And it didn't really hit me until I really started looking. And I'm like, oh. And then I asked her, do you have a code that, I can get you a free month or whatever if I sign up? She's like, sure. So she shared a code.
A referral code.
Yeah, exactly.
Nice. But
I just think it's a cool service. Like, it feels like old school customer service, even though it's like a web-based, you know what I mean? Like, they're very helpful, very attentive. I like that.
Nice.
Yeah. Anyway, I just thought I'd bring it up because I thought it was cool.
Not a sponsor, could be.
Not a sponsor, yeah, but could be.
I'm tagging all the shit just in case.
It's fun though if you're into coffee and you like trying different kinds of coffee. Is
it only coffee? Do they do tea?
I don't know.
You are a terrible ambassador, but I could be a great one. Hashtag could be a sponsor.
I don't know. We've only ever used them for espresso, so I don't know. I do not know. But fun stuff. It's kind of fun to get a new bag and be like, oh, it smells so good.
How long does a bag last you? You have 3 people in the house that are leveraging coffee beanage.
Yeah.
So how long does a bag last you?
Maybe a little under a week. Yeah.
So you're kind of rotating. Have you run across somebody that like some roaster that blew your mind?
Yeah. Oddly, when Melly went to New Orleans, she brought back some coffee from a local roaster, and that shit was insanely good.
Wow.
But you can't buy it unless you're there. Yeah.
Haha.
Yeah.
Guess who's going to New Orleans?
It's literally that good. We were all like, damn, what the fuck?
You're like, fly in. I just need as much as I can fit in this carry-on.
Yeah.
Just give me all the beans.
Yeah. Now, I'm partial to Lavazza Espresso.
Right.
That shit's the bomb. That's like my baseline. We've had some that are maybe below baseline, like, that one's okay. But we've had, most of them are above the baseline. And I'm like, damn, this is good shit. You know, we've had a couple where the girl, because we'll like put them in a note and like we'll rate them.
Oh, yeah.
And the girls will be like, that one's a 7 out of 10 or whatever. And it's kind of fun. Makes it kind of fun.
Mild roast. Left my lips a little bit tingly.
Yeah.
Smelt like thistle.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck are you?
When do you smell thistle?
What? Thistle, of all things? That's fucking weird, daughter.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
So, yeah, kind of a fun thing. If you're into coffee, look it up, bottomless.com.
Bottomless.com.
Yeah. Anyway, fun stuff. What
Did
else?
you do anything good over the weekend?
We swam for the first time.
Did you?
It's fucking hot.
I think I saw pictures of the beach. Who went to the beach?
We did the 5 of us. So Chandler and Nicole and Melly and Shanna and I.
Yeah.
Went to, what is it? Not Dillon's Beach. I don't know, whatever beach that is. It's like the closest one to San Francisco. That was an interesting thing. I can't remember the name of it. Anyway, we drove there, and the girls
How many cars?
Just one.
Whose car?
We took the Prologue.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which meant a couple of charging stops, which is fine. I don't care.
No one cares.
Um,
It's okay, Deidas. No one's judging you.
No, not at all. I told him in the car on the way, I'm like, don't be freaking out, because if you got to stop and charge, like, no one in this car gives a fuck.
Right.
Like, we don't care.
It's only a problem if I have to crank something to build up a charge.
Right.
So,
or if I have to walk around in my socks, shuffling my feet and
then,
zapping
and then touch the plug.
And yeah.
How much was that worth? Half a mile.
0.00001 kilometers.
Guess I'll just keep walking then.
But so we drove there, and Stinson's Beach.
Oh yeah.
We went to Stinson's, and so we get there, and of course, we're getting there a little bit on the later side, and the traffic in Stinson is always messy right in town. And as you get past town is the entrance to the beach, like it's a state beach. And so we pull up, and they've got the entrance to the beach closed. And we're like, oh, shit. Like, we just drove all the way here.
Oops.
And the other part of this is that Chandler was using as a tool to try and get in was that there are electric car chargers in there that he needed to use to go home. And he needed access to them, and it says there were so many available. And are you trying to keep me from using the public charging system, kind of a thing. But so we were going to be turning left. So there's a left-hand turn lane, and the car that was in front of us bugged out because they weren't letting anybody in. And on the other side of the street, there was a line that stretched all the way down. So prior to us pulling in this left-hand turn lane, there weren't any cars there, which I thought was strange. Maybe because they all figured they weren't getting in. So Chandler's like got the window down, and he's trying, like, hey man, I need to get in and use the charger. Like, he's hoping that he could use that as a ploy to get into the thing.
Right.
And we've seen a couple cars leave, so we know there's probably some spots.
Somebody's in there.
Yeah.
Right.
And so there's like cones and shit, and like 2 people with like the fucking orange
Caltrans vests.
Yeah, orange kind of vesty things, and then some lady that works there shows up. She's wearing the vest, but she's in a car, like she had come out, and they're all talking to her. And Chandler's like, "Hey, I feel like you're ignoring me, and I just need to use the chart. I'm not sure how I'm supposed to get home if I can't get access to the charger." And he's just working it. He's working it hard. So all of a sudden, after like maybe 10 minutes of this, people in the car are getting antsy. Like, they're not going to open it. It's closed, Chandler. We should probably just go, and all this kind of stuff. And I see what's kind of going on. I'm sitting on the same side of the car as Chandler. So I see him kind of working the dude, and I see the ladies talking to the other person. And all of a sudden they start moving cones, and they're like, they wave to Chandler, come on in. And they were going to let some other people in too. But then as soon as they say that, like a fucking train of cars are just coming through.
Shit.
Not to get into the park, but just down the road. Right. So we can't turn left because they're just passing by. But then they're also letting people in from the other side. And so finally Chandler goes, and as we're getting ready to turn in, the state police guy shows up and he's like, shut the whole beach down. He's like yelling all this stuff. And Chandler like, oh, and he's like, we're closing it down as soon as you get in here, dude, kind of a thing. Chandler pulls in and they like close it down behind us. And then at that point, we didn't even care if we were going to be charging. For him, that was just trying to get into the parking lot.
Sure.
So we found a spot and parked, and then we had to go to the dog beach, which was on the other end of the parking thing. So that was a big hike to get there. But that was great. Just chilling at the beach down at Club Med. You know what I mean?
Do you know why it was closed or why they?
Because it was full.
Oh,
it was
full.
Fucking packed.
Oh,
there were so many people there. It was crazy. It is the closest beach to San Francisco besides like the beaches that are in San Francisco. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And beautiful beach. I just chilled on umbrella, ocean sounds. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Great temperature. Not sweaty. Good time hanging out.
Was it sunny? What was it like on the coast?
Yeah, it was sunny.
I don't know what the weather was like.
There's a slight breeze with my umbrella. Just chilling in a chair.
Yeah.
Yeah, the girls did a couple hour long walk down the beach and back.
Yeah.
And I'm like, no.
Who had Max?
He was with us.
With you or with the girls?
He was with us at the where our chairs were.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
But good time, man. That was fun. I enjoyed that. But the girls had been wanting to go for a while, and then Chandler was like, "Oh, let's go for my birthday." And we're like, "Okay." Yeah.
Hope we can charge.
And at first I was like, when it got brought up the night before, I'm like, man, I don't want to, that just sounds like a really long day.
Yeah. What'd you get down there?
It was like early afternoon or something like that.
Yeah.
What was cool is there's a restaurant called Parkside, which is if you can just walk across the parking lot, and they have like a place where you can order food, but they also have a full restaurant that has indoor and outdoor seating.
Mm-hmm.
And Melly had seen some people with pizza when we were coming in.
Oh yeah.
So when it came time later in the day, Melly is like, "Let's get pizza and just eat pizza here at the beach."
Oh wow.
So then we ordered pizza from that Parkside. We walked down, picked up a couple pizzas, and brought them back and just chilled on the beach and had pizza.
Nice.
That was cool.
Nice.
Yeah. That made it really easy.
Smart young lady.
I know.
All right.
Yeah. Because, there isn't a lot in Stinson, let's be honest. It's
been a while.
It's a small town.
Podunk?
Yes. It's just a quaint little beach town. It's not like there's...
Is there a fee for the beach?
No.
Public beach?
Yeah.
Did Chandler get on the chargers?
No.
Were they full?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, full of Teslas.
Fucking...
And you know what's crazy?
Yes.
They were Rivian chargers. I didn't even know Rivian had chargers.
Oh, yes. Rivian also has a series in most parks. That's totally wrong. Rivian's charger, they have a small charger network. A lot of what they've done as far as their what you would recognize as like the Tesla superstation,
Supercharger,
like their places to pull off and get a Tesla thing. The one I specifically know about is down there at like Palm Desert, Mojave. Uh-huh. It is a rejuvenated like Route 66 type of gas station thing.
Is this the Rivian one? Or?
Yeah, Rivian.
Okay.
Their stuff is very boutique, but they're around. But a lot of their stuff is built in like refurbished, rebuilt, old like landmark or park site stuff.
Yeah.
Not urbanized footprint things like a Tesla supercharger.
So are you saying that they're like filling gaps trying to fill gaps in places that maybe Tesla's not kind of thing, or
it's more like they pick and choose, and they put if they have a station, they put it in like a park location,
Okay.
not in not necessarily a travel location. They're either historical landmark. They're near a historical landmark, and it's a place that's been refurbished. So it looks like, it reminds me a lot of the way that they described it is a lot like Cars, the Pixar stuff.
oh, okay.
It is something that was like old that's been retrofitted into new shit.
Okay.
That is like, it almost makes you like, it's like a throwback to 40s and 50s era travel in a you're not there for the charging. It also like butts up against some sort of national landmark.
Oh, interesting.
Or park or trail.
I mean,
or
that
something
makes
like
sense
that.
for the Stinson ones. Now,
yeah.
I didn't know, Chandler and I, neither of us knew that Rivian had any sort of charging network whatsoever. I thought they were just basing it off, Tesla's supercharger network and whatever the other ones are. We stopped in Corp Madera to get coffee. There's like a little outdoory mall thing that has a Phil's coffee. And so the girls wanted coffee. So we stopped there. This is like near where Melly lived.
Which she was doing that
San Rafael
internship?
Yeah.
Okay.
And so we stopped there, and we've been at this Phil's a couple times. So Chandler had just let the girls out and then sort of drove around the lot so they could pick up their mobile order. And as we were driving around, he goes, "Hey, Dad, check that out. Those are Rivian chargers." So at this like mall, they had a boatload of fast chargers that were all Rivian branded, and we're like, "What the hell?" And there's a bunch of Rivian trucks there, and so that kind of surprised us because neither one of us had seen those.
Yeah.
And then it turns out that the chargers that are at the Stinson State Beach also were Rivian chargers.
Yeah, not shocking. I didn't know that, but not shocking.
Yeah.
I did not know. It's probably been like 3 months because I saw an article about the like Mojave Desert one where they were retrofitting like one of those old Route 66 like gas stations.
Okay.
It reminded me, the way that they described it, it reminded me of like if you've been to Orangevale
Yeah.
and you've seen that weird like, it's almost like it has these huge spire roof overhang things. It's like a Foster Freeze or a gas station or
Oh,
something.
okay. Yeah.
You would know what I'm talking about if you saw it. Like it's a weird shape.
It's an old gas station that has like a flying.
Yes.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yes.
Yeah.
The way that they described it, it was
Off
like
Greenback.
Yes. Retrofitting something like that into something modern.
Okay.
With like, but think, Back to the Future. When the guys all come out and like service your tires and like that kind of thing.
Yeah.
It was a gas station that our grandfathers would remember a gas station as.
Yeah.
But retrofitted with super.
Yeah, that's really cool.
High voltage and like a boutique sitting area and small cafeteria vending type of thing. That's where they had put like a lot of their fiscal marbles into. Like, if we're going to build, we're not going to outpace superchargers,
right?
Like Tesla supercharger network. What we'll do is make these boutique at adventure explorer locations.
Yeah.
Small charger network.
Interesting, because I'm looking at their charging map right now, and it calls some of them Rivian Adventure Network.
Oh, see?
Compatible with all EVs or just Rivian Adventure Network.
See, it's almost like I'm a shareholder.
Right.
Hashtag.
I didn't know that was a thing, so that was kind of cool to see the yellow Rivian logo on top of a charger. Yeah. And they're nothing like Tesla chargers where they're like a big thing. They're pretty small. They're not like flashy or like, this is Tesla. It's just the yellow logo.
Yeah.
And that was the only way that we knew, oh, that's the fucking Rivian logo. What the shit? Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
So you saw Rivians there, though?
Oh, yeah.
Did you see any of the new R2s?
Not that you're aware of.
Because New York, they started rolling out the R2s in camouflage. They're like starting to promote. I think the pre-sales of those are.
Oh, okay. So they're not slipping out from.
They're very soon. You're going to start seeing those in like probably photo op stuff. So if there's stuff at like Stinson Beach and wherever their other charging locations are, you're probably going to start seeing R2 prototypes making the rounds. Some with camouflage, some without. Because photo ops.
It looks like there's 5 places in the Bay Area that have them. 2 are in the city and 3 are in the Marin area.
What looks to be, goddamn, what did they call it? It's the Volkswagen-owned Scout brand.
Yeah.
Their stuff, we talked about this 1 or 2 shows back. They're re-releasing Scout-branded EVs that have effectively Rivian backbone electronics and controlling.
Good move by Rivian, by the way.
I mean, if you need billions of dollars from Volkswagen, you sell your shit.
Well, the thing of it is Rivian's already done the development. So Volkswagen
it was like, here's the software and here's how it works.
Yeah.
But I saw I can't remember. It was a Scout. It was a Scout. I don't remember what trim, but it's a trim model loaded with a bunch of their aftermarket stuff that will be for sale, I think, in their 2026, a 2027 model.
Mm-hmm.
The article was on Jalopnik, and the thing looked fucking sick.
Is it the Terra truck or the SUV one?
The SUV one.
Okay.
Venture. Scout something. Scout Jalopnik, and you're probably going to get it.
The Scout website just says it's the Traveler SUV.
Oh, yes, that's it.
Okay.
It's it.
And the Terra truck.
The Traveler, loaded with a bunch of like aftermarket stuff, looked like a Forerunner. Like
it looks fucking cool.
It does.
With a tire on the back.
Yeah. So you're saying it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like, God damn that.
It looks a lot like a Rivian, though. I have to admit.
Well, yeah.
They are differentiating themselves with the headlights.
Which is funny because as someone that's like highly anticipating the R3X hatchbacky guy, like, man, I get it. You've sold your shit to Volkswagen. I hope this doesn't steal your thunder shit, because I really want Rivian to succeed, and I'm really excited about the R3X.
So I wonder how that's going to work if Rivian has to ramp up production to build stuff for Scout, or if their Scout is doing their own production line.
I think their manufacturing is their own line. It's the software that's tied. That they look the same probably has a lot to do with well, I don't know. I'd just be guessing.
They do look like 70s era EVs, the Scouts.
Yeah.
They're cool.
Yeah.
My
dad was just down here, and we were talking about the Scout that we had when I was probably middle school, so 5th, 6th grade. And I did this just Sunday. I drove the truck back up to my dad's, and I was at the base of the hill, which is nothing to you. But this hill is now paved. This section of my driveway is a poor choice of words.
Beyond Joe's house?
Right. Beyond Joe's house. But this section has been paved or chip and sealed for a number of years. But for the early years when we had a Scout, terrible washboard at the top of this incline. And even in the Scout, there was a backup gun it
Oh, really?
and drop it in order to get past the chop of the washboard.
Oh, that's funny.
We were talking about international. My dad was down here, and we were talking about that and the international brand as a because they're Midwest tractors.
Yeah.
That turned into, well, we'll make some trucks, of which leveraged their tractor heritage, and then we'll make like a 4x4 SUV thing that leverages their tractor heritage. Those differentials, axles, most of their drivetrain components are fucking bulletproof because they're made for tractors.
Right.
But you get to the Midwest, or even if you're lucky to find them out here, the Midwest chassis are completely rusted out.
Oh,
like you fucking lost it. It's unfortunate.
It's not in Arizona, California,
right.
Nevada.
If you can find them, you can find a number of them here, in the Nevada County, Placer County area. But now they're premium.
Oh yeah,
like
that's like anything else.
The motors are shot. You've got fender rot, but the drivetrains are fucking tanks. There are a number of overlander rock crawler guys that I follow that on YouTube, content creators that build crawlers and buggy crawlers for Rubicon and what's the big one in Utah?
Moab,
yes. That will, if they can't get a Ford 9-inch, they're looking for international. And if you can find an international differential, that's the holy grail.
Yeah.
But then the guy that's selling it to you is taking your oldest daughter and 15% of your 401k in order to sell it to you, because those things are fucking tanks.
Yeah.
Man.
Well, I hope that I hope that the new Scouts work out, because they're pretty awesome looking vehicles. Now,
yeah.
And I hope that I don't know what their pricing is going to be.
Yeah,
like.
Does it say the pricing? I can't remember if I've seen anybody post their prices.
Their website is honestly having trouble loading, so.
God damn it, Volkswagen.
I don't know.
Does it feel bad that a German company actually owns the brand?
It does, actually.
Yeah.
Let's
Let's
see what it says here. Oh, wait. Entry models for the Traveler SUV starting as low as 50.
Well, that's not
that's
use. Well, we'll see.
Available incentives with retail prices starting under 60.
Well, we have no idea where incentives are going to be. We got 3 years and 6 months left of not knowing where EV incentives are going to land.
They're probably going to go quicker than we think.
Right.
Did you see that I shared that video about that other truck yesterday?
Maybe. I didn't click it, but I saw the thumbnail.
Oh my gosh.
And that the incentive was way up of...
It's called the Tilo MT1, and so this is a brand new EV company.
Mm-hmm. Domestic or offshore?
It's domestic.
Okay.
And it is a little tiny 4-door pickup that has the same size bed as Chandler's truck.
Yeah.
But it fucking hauls ass.
Yeah.
If you watch that video.
Okay.
They were driving. It's first of all, the one they were driving, I'm going to tell you, is a pre-production.
Of course.
So yes. So not everything that probably you see in the video would ever make it to production. Mm-hmm. There were things that were part of it, like the seats they want to change and a bunch of stuff. But they have designed every aspect of this vehicle. Mm-hmm. And it's just a little tiny pickup that has a 5-foot bed on it. And it's kind of
4-door?
It's a 4-door, but
okay.
It's tiny though. I mean, he sat in the back and he was like, my knees are touching the seat.
Yeah.
And he's like, I wouldn't want to ride back here for any real length of time, but it's doable if you're just cruising around town. Mm-hmm. But one of the cool things it does have is it has a pass-through from the cab to the bed.
Oh, okay.
It has a little door that drops out.
Yeah.
And then you can pass stuff through it for longer items. And I thought that's cool. And then it has a Rivian-style tunnel underneath the bed, too.
Oh,
and I'm like, that's okay.
Cool.
Neat little pickup, though.
You know what I saw? God, it was probably 2 weeks ago. Did you see Doug DeMuro talking about the Slate?
No,
he pretty much it won't do well. And
really?
and his sticking point was doesn't have 4 doors. The domestic American consumer does not want a truck anymore that does not have 4 doors. And I went, but I'm interested in a 2-door truck. Like, I think 2-door trucks are the shit. He was adamant that the consumer market for a 2-door truck is not there. That most domestic purchases have moved past 2-door anything to 4 doors. And I went, fuck, really? Really? He thought it was cool. Both his two co-hosts that are for the podcast that he does in that underground car garage that he has, were, I think both of them or one of them had been at the presser that the Slate presentation had. Both of them seemed genuinely jazzed or optimistic about the Slate brand, the possibility of the truck.
Yeah.
And he was kind of like, I think it's cool, but it's not going to sell at that price point with only 2 doors. It will not sell at that price point.
The thing of it
is
that price point is below everybody else's price point. In an electric.
It was 27.
Yeah.
Hoping that you would get the.
No one is selling a pickup that cheap.
The Mavericks
for 27.
I think you can get a fucking vanilla Maverick for under 20. I think it's the front-wheel drive 4-cylinder podunk.
Yeah, I mean the difference being probably electric versus.
What is the MSRP for a 2-door 4-cylinder Maverick? $19,995.
Really?
I'll be damned. Fucking, and she did it right.
And I want to say, isn't the cheap Maverick like a hybrid?
I don't know. I'm not going to look at my watch again.
I swear.
For fear of angering lady. I think because isn't the hybrid is all-wheel drive, but the straight 4-cylinder is only front-wheel drive. But that's not shocking. I honestly thought, I was aware that the Maverick was under 20 if you got the absolute vanilla plebeian model.
Okay. Well, I mean,
I don't know if any other trucks are there.
Oh, come on.
I'm trying to think of another truck that may be even close.
Fucking
Santa Fe.
That's not.
Subaru has like
the Santa Fe. No, that's
not a Santa Fe.
That's a Hyundai.
Fucking
the Santa Cruz.
Is it a Santa Cruz?
Yeah, but that's sort of more like a Baja than it is.
That's as close as I can think.
I would never.
Is anybody else doing a small bed like that anymore?
No, I think that's.
I think the Maverick is the slowest. A Freudian slip. Maverick is the smallest compact truck now.
Okay, hold on. I am on Ford's website.
Okay.
Man, I don't know that she got it right. It is saying the Maverick XL, which is the 2.5-liter hybrid, which is what I thought it had.
Okay.
Is the cheapest one. The most expensive being the Maverick Lariat.
I think. Do they not have a Tremor?
That's well. It has 5. Oh wait, sorry. There's an arrow. Yes, there's a Maverick Tremor.
Fuck yeah.
41,000.
Good God, no.
Okay, so the top end is 41,000. The Maverick XL, which is the lowest, it starts at 28,145, and it's a 2.5 liter hybrid.
Fucking A.
So it is more expensive than the Slate, but it has 4 doors, and it's not electric. So that's the Slate, right? I mean,
yeah.
You're also missing a lot of things in a Slate that you have to add yourself.
Right.
So, and I don't know what the details are on the how base is the base model Maverick.
Right. Does
it just come with like the shitty 2-knob Ford radio? I don't know. You know what I'm saying?
Knobs.
It's a tough one.
Yeah.
I think it's cool. From a look standpoint.
Listen, I think we need
this is a price breakthrough.
Yeah, we need things to press through the R2 platform for Rivian.
Yeah.
And whatever R3 platform they're coming out with. There is a problem with a price floor that completely eliminates the bulk
of your purchasers,
of your middle class purchasers.
Well, when your Rivian is $106,000,
yeah, that's no one's. And listen, and it's not even EVs. If your fully kitted Lariat F-150 is up at 70 or 80. And then I just want to buy one thing and done. Your fucking Raptor is at 103, or your Dodge 1500 fucking T-Rex is up at the same thing. Like we've got a huge problem.
Yeah.
And as we start getting into hybrids or fully converted over to EVs, there is I just can't afford these things. I can't afford this price point anymore. To see a Slate say, this is top. Depending on what political party is in power, this may be under 20. Now you're talking affordable middle class automobiles,
right?
And EV adoption.
Because think about it, a Slate truck doesn't have to be a primary car if you can get one at $20,000. That's like a lot of people would just go buy that to have a truck. They could just run around town and haul stuff to the dump, or
you could take half of that and buy a Santa Cruz full suspension e-bike. Like, how crazy is that?
Oh, absolutely.
Like, what's that? 2-3 episodes ago, I was like, the prices are too goddamn high.
So before the show, we were talking about this. I was at a bike shop yesterday buying some stuff for Chandler. And on the way out, I spied a full suspension Santa Cruz mountain bike. And as I was starting to eye the price tag, the guy that helped me walked by and goes, "Oh, that's a e-bike." And then that sort of like switched a little in my mind, like expectation wise as far as price. But I was not ready for the price, which was $10,000 for a fucking mountain bike.
Right. I've got to pedal this shit still on occasion. Or
it's just what?
Or I wait for a fucking 150-mile range base model Slate.
I hope their engineers make a lot of money.
Can you like what?
Like, it's just so crazy.
It's crazy.
Yeah, almost $11,000 for a mountain bike.
Right. Tax out the door, you're probably pressing the 11.
Yeah.
And you're like, well, I can't wait to tow this bitch to Folsom and then pedal around.
Well, and while I was there checking out, another guy that was working at the bike shop was talking to a couple, and he was rowing the woes about tariffs and tariff pricing, and that they are spending a lot of their time in the shop right now swapping out pricing on their things because the stuff is more expensive when they're getting it now.
Oh.
So that almost $11,000 Santa Cruz e-bike is going to be
Sure.
Close to 12, maybe more. I don't know.
just saw in between my seminars this afternoon, I saw a Wall Street Journal article that had taken a survey of a bunch of Fortune 500 companies, and they were raising prices under the cover that
Of
tariffs
Yeah.
were impacting, when in fact tariffs did not impact their product line supply chain at all, and just elevating prices. The summary of the article is that American consumers are going to see higher prices because a number of vendors are just straight up like, well, they're expecting it, so, and they're going up single-digit percentages, waiting to see until someone pokes a bear.
Welcome to Trump's America.
Can you fucking... Well, we're just raising prices just to raise them until someone notices.
There's a breaking point that will happen where people will just buy groceries and stop buying other things, right? From a car standpoint, and I have talked about this before, and I don't know if it has any credibility whatsoever, but I think some of the cost of electric cars is tied to the development cost, right?
Sure.
Cars in general are very expensive
absolutely.
to engineer and build and make and blah, 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 right? So when you have years and years and years and years of, 100 years of under your belt of building ICE cars, most of the engineering is already done.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, there's tweaks and stuff here and there.
Sure. Some Honda guy is going to figure out how to
do something a little bit more efficiently or whatever.
Sure.
But all of that engineering is there already,
right,
for the most part. But we're at the cusp of a situation where all of these people are spending a crap ton of money, people being, the car manufacturers. They're spending a crap ton of their resource money on brand new development of new chassis, bodywork, panels, batteries, software, and hardware that are all new to them. So the cost for developing all of this new stuff is reflected in the price of the vehicles. Over time, as they hopefully build more and more EVs and the ICE cars start to fall off, the economies of scale and the payback of the initial engineering push would come into play to allow the more expensive EVs to be cheaper over time, right? So it's sort of like anything else, right? Like we've seen this over the years. ABS brakes, when those came out, right? They came out on luxury, fucking expensive luxury Mercedes or whatever the fuck they are. BMW, very expensive BMWs. Those were the cars, like, everyone was like, fuck, that's a safety feature everybody should have. But look, it's only on all these expensive cars.
Right.
Well, it took a number of years, but over time, those are adopted into, because they're now ramping up production on them, and it doesn't cost them any. At some point, you've made back your initial investment on the development of the thing, so now you can start filtering it down into the cheaper vehicles. Of course, that does end up bumping the pricing up of those cars because they have higher end components in them. But I think from an electric car standpoint, there are far fewer pieces and parts to an electric car than an ICE car, right? Like just an engine alone, there's like thousands of parts in there, and a transmission, holy shit. There's thousands and thousands of parts in just the thing that makes it go, Whereas with an electric car, there's far fewer parts, but the cost of developing the computerized system that runs everything, software is what people don't realize is software is very difficult. Like the hardware is easy to put together, but the software has to be right, and for these cars to go as you expect them to go. And I think over time that an investment will end up trickling down into cheaper cars, but we're not seeing that now.
Yeah.
And especially
when, dickhead?
Yeah. And especially considering the tariff fuckery that we're dealing with now, you know? So he's just making it more difficult.
Right. Especially if you know, in development and software specifically, to imagine somewhere mid-cycle of your development, you get told, "No, just never mind, do this. We're going to go back to the original revision because that's tried and true and it works just as well," as opposed to adopting a new go forward over broadband Cat 5, Cat 6 type of thing. Yeah. You're like, this is everyone else in the broadcast industry is going to this. We need to start re-engineering our machines and our components to do this because this is where the industry is going. But you get a new CEO that says, "You know what? Let's make broadcasting great again. Yeah. And let's do the BNC connector bullshit."
Yeah.
And 6 months, 4 years later, a new CEO comes in and says, "What have we been doing?
Why?
Yeah. We need to be looking forward. We need to pivot." Hashtag corporate buzzword. To the thing that everyone else is going to, but now how far are you behind?
Yeah.
You started that journey, then you went back, now you're going forward.
Yeah.
The confusion, not only to your consumers, but to your engineers and your development project managers, your fucking coders, all of those people are now, listen, I'm here to do a job, and the last guy told me to do this, and the new guy is telling me to do this, but the company 2 doors down has been doing it the other way the entire time, and they're ahead of us.
They're moving ahead.
So how do we catch up?
Yeah.
I feel like that's where we are.
Yeah.
America as a whole with EVs is there. Is there. My Instagram feed for EV advancements out of China is shocking.
Yep.
They're
moving forward.
They are way fucking ahead of us.
Yeah.
They are way ahead of us.
You know why? Because we spend fucking time bickering about whether or not fucking clouds are real.
Right.
You know what I mean?
No. The fucking drill, baby, drill. Just kidding. Fucking liberals are in charge of fucking EV networks, and that's fucking climate change. Listen, we're going to...
The future's coming.
We're going to get...
You're either going to be on board or you're not.
We are getting passed by.
Yeah.
By countries that see the horizon and are shooting for it.
Yeah.
As opposed to us that are looking over our shoulders, looking at days gone by and hoping that the memories of good old days are going to keep us in a place of power. We're done. We need forward thinkers, we need forward lookers, and we need to start getting our shit together.
Yeah.
Because China's doing it.
Oh, yeah.
I just watched we're way over. We're so over time. My friend in Colfax, John Valimos, Ingress player, for the longest time, he was involved in doing programming for, you've seen it on Mighty Car Mods, Japan's automated parking services things.
Yep.
And his were specifically involved in parking structures that did like armatures. So it was like an arm that came out, lifted up your car, moved it, and extended. I just saw a thing that I sent to Venus. It was flat 4-inch or shorter AI-powered hydraulic drones that went under cars, lifted them, and then moved them into grids that made them systemically more condensed that humans could not park them in.
Right.
To get more efficiency out of the existing parking structures.
Yeah.
Like, you tell me how the parking went at Stinson.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
As opposed to you get up to the kiosk, is there enough parking here?
Yeah.
Yeah. How many of those parking slots at Stinson may have been available for 5, 10, maybe 20 more cars if humans weren't parking them? If you got up to a kiosk, you pulled a tag, and a bot came under the car, lifted the car up, and moved it into a slot. They're doing it in China.
Yeah.
I don't know what to tell you.
Oh, that and like battery replacement on the go, like filling it, just getting a new tank of gas installed.
You guys are.
Yeah. Yeah, we're fucking up.
We're fucking up.
We're fucking up.
You guys are so happy to be coal rolling the fucking Tesla dealers or fucking stoplights with your 5-inch grapefruit shooter straight out the hood of your Dodge fucking diesel.
But in the meantime, we're getting fucking past.
We're getting past.
Yeah.
We're getting past.
Yeah. You can't see the forest for the trees.
Dude, wow, that got hot.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Oh, I know. We need that every once in a while.
You should. Return the cart.
Wash your hands.
Wash your ass.
Check your oil, Tony.
Stay up to date on your shots.
Make the call if you need to.
Pick up a broom.
Do the kindness.
And we'll catch you next week.
Thanks for listening, everybody. We really appreciate it.
Thank you. Have a great day.